guys, it's Kira from Kira from Drake Caps on the Warehouse 13 fan channel, and this is my Warehouse 13 video blog on Season 3, Episode 7, Steve and the Hot Knob. Anyway, so the episode starts off with Pete and Micah, and they're at this train station because they're trying to get this artifact, and Pete's like got his gloves, and he's reaching in this thing and trying to get the, whatever the artifact is out. I'm not really sure what it was. And Micah is, somewhere else, and they got the headsets, and they're talking, and all of a sudden, she sees Leo walk past her, and, well, not past her, but she sees him, and Leo is the guy that killed her ex-partner, who's dead now. Well, of course he's dead, he wasn't killed. Why did I even say that? Anyway, yeah, her ex-partner, who she was, like, in love with, and stuff. So, she's like, oh, you're gonna be okay, Pete, and she runs off, she's chasing after him, he keeps disappearing, and then just as she's about to get him, like, Pete, like, his glove rips, and it touches the artifact, and he's, like, choking, and there's smoke everywhere, so she has to go back and save him, and then she's like, I almost had him, and he's like, who? And she's like, Leo, and everybody's like, oh my god, or whatever. And, so yeah. And meanwhile, Steve and Claudia, they are at this woman's house, and they're looking for a doorknob artifact, and they find it, and they put it in the bag or whatever, and they're getting back to the car. Then all of a sudden, like, they get shot with 2 darts, and they get knocked down, and they wake up, and the artifact's gone, and they're like, oh shit, and so they call Artie, and he's like, just bring the dog back here, and they're like, okay, so they go back, and, Artie, like, has these artifacts to, they're, like, from these old magicians, and they put these hats on their heads, and they can read each other's minds, or one can read the other's mind. I don't know if it's, like, mutual, but you catch my drift. Sorry, there's this annoying strand of hair, and it just keeps going over my face, and it's not cool. Anyway, so they get the hats, and they put one on the dog and one on Artie, and, he's got a few numbers off the license plate, since the dog saw the license plate when they were from the car, where they were shot with the darts, and, but, yeah, so then the dog, like, he sees one of the, like, little bugs from the painting that was infested from the evil Southern FBI lady, who I just want to go away, yeah, so he starts chasing after it around the warehouse, and they can't find it, and they get it back, but, it was a struggle, and Claudia's drooling. But anyway, meanwhile, sorry, switching back, Pete and Micah, they decide to go back to Denver to catch this guy, and first they find out that he's disguised as a tourist, so he's going on this tour bus to get to the Mint to, do whatever he needs to do, but, anyway, they almost catch him on the bus, but, like, he sees Micah, and he runs off, and it's all crazy, and everyone's like, run, police, and na-na-na, and, like, knocking people over, and then Pete almost has him, but then he's, like, behind this wall, and he goes back, and he's just gone, and then Micah's all upset, she's like, how could you let him go? How could you do this? No, and I'm like, I feel bad for Micah, but I also feel bad for Pete, because, he tried his best, but, yeah, so after, like, some trying to figure out, like, how he could get over this wall in the amount of time to escape from Pete, they realize that he probably has an artifact. So then they find him at this train station, and they run up to him, and then they're all there, and he, like, lifts up a gun. In the blink of an eye, he has a gun, because Mike is about to shoot him, and then the gun appears in his hand, and she's like, what the hell? But anyway, they shoot him, and he's gone, and they got him. But then Micah starts thinking, and she's talking to Pete, and she's like, well, like, I blinked, and then he had a gun, but it was in his wrong hand. So if the person who had the artifact, so he has a partner now, and the person who had the artifact must have, like, decided, place the gun in his wrong hand before, so they were trying to set him up, and no, but anyway, the point is, he has a partner, they didn't catch him, and Micah is just, like, so upset, and it's really sad, because she's just like, I've been trying to catch him, and I failed as a Secret Service agent, I failed as a warehouse agent, and I'm never gonna get this, and I gave up, and Pete said, don't give up, Micah, and she's like, no, I will, and all this stuff, and it's depressing. But anyway, so Micah decides she wants to give up, but then, she remembers that, Sam wanted to give her something for, Sam wanted to give her something before he died, so, it was in the box of personal things that he had, and it was sent to his wife's house because actually, when they were, you know, doing the nasty, that doesn't sound appropriate. Anyway, when they were doing their thing, he was married, but he had been separated for a long time, so it's kind of okay. Micah ain't a hoe. Anyway, so Micah has to like awkwardly go to his wife's house and like ask for the stuff, and she has this envelope, and she's like, I was so angry when I found out, even though we had been separated, na. And then she's like, okay, I'm sorry. So she got the envelope, and they went in the car and opened it, expecting it to be like some like, oh my god, like clue, and they open it, and it's like some card, and it's like, working at the car wash, and she's like, I hate this freaking song. But anyway, then she's like, oh, well, if Steve were here, he would make me listen to it all the way through just to bug me. So they listened to it, and then at the end there was some recording, and they were like, Mike was like, oh my god, I know who his partner is. So they go back, and she finds the guy who took Sam's place after he died, and they're like, oh, you just killed him and you were partners with Lilo all along just to get a stupid promotion. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. They're like, oh, you don't know what we're talking about? And then the other guy comes in and he's like, what are you doing? And then they're like, no, and then all of a sudden he pulls out the artifact, and Micah's like, oh crap. And by the way, this artifact, it gives you 47 seconds to, it like kind of stops time for 47 seconds, and then you can, yeah, I should have said that earlier. But anyway, so he pulls out the artifact, and then the dude's about to shoot Pete, and like then Micah finds the guy, she's trying to get the artifact and all this stuff, and then finally she like gets Pete out of the way, and then dude shoots the actual bad guy, and it's very confusing. Still a little hazy in my head. But anyways, they get the bad guy, and it's all good. They have the artifact, and yeah, so the case is closed, and they got both the partners, and Micah's happy, and Pete's happy, and Sam's wife is happy, so it's cool. And then meanwhile, Steve and Claudia, they are trying to still figure out the license plate numbers, and then they get them all, so then they take off the hats, all synchronized, because if one of the hats comes off at the wrong time, then bad things will happen. So remember that, even though I won't ever see it again. Anyway, so they take the hats off, and Artie's like, okay, let's look up this license plate, and it turns out that it's the freaking same FBI lady as before! And I was like, jeez, woman. But anyway, yeah, so Claudia doesn't recognize her, and then Steve and Artie are like, oh shit. And, Claudia's like, what, do we know her? And then he's like, worse, she knows us! Dun dun dun! So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry, that recap was a little bad. Should have just done it yesterday, but I did it today, like 2 days after I saw it, so I'm like, yeah. Okay, well, hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, and remember to watch Warehouse 13 next week, Monday at 9 on Sci-Fi. Okay, bye!